really had good efficiency, good numbers, did the things we wanted to do to be successful. You know, good mix of threes and paint touches, and handled the zone, the man, did some good things that way. Give Boston College a lot of credit. Jimmy does a great job. I know they were down a man today. You know, Bowman just is such a good player that he can keep him in it. I thought they did a lot of things in ways that we try to do things against Louisville, to just, when you're on the road, to kind of battle and stay alive. And he just did a terrific job. Hamilton kid made some big shots for him. Popovich is just a really good player. And, you know, they obviously started the second half strong, and they made a couple adjustments, and then we had to make a couple as well. But I was proud of our team. Our team hung in there. Marquise was terrific. And I thought Amir really helped us when we were kind of struggling there a little bit at the beginning of the second half. So this was a good, hard-fought win for our guys.
Brad, Marquise in here told us there was kind of a sense of urgency at the last couple of practices.
Yeah.
With these guys, did you sense that? Did you like the way
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's just, you know, we're here at the end. I mean, there's 2 weeks for these guys. And, you know, you just want to make sure that they're still competing as hard as they can, and understand that there's a lot out there to play for. And, you know, we have a good team. We just, you know, we don't have a great team. And so our margin for error is small, like a lot of teams. But when we do a lot of things well, we can play with just about anybody. And, you know, but it takes that. And, you know, we were a little bit bumper car today at times. I thought our offense was pretty good, really. I mean, I thought we did a lot of the things we wanted to do. I didn't think Eli was, even though he had great numbers today, I don't think he was great in terms of energy. I thought his energy was better on Tuesday. I thought he was one of the guys that had a lot of life to him on Tuesday. And, you know, I just got to keep watching our team and making sure that, you know, we got enough juice on every game day, because our starters are clearly our best players, and they've played a lot of minutes. And, you know, I got to make sure that I'm doing a good job, that these guys are in a position to be able to play hard for a long period of time. And then hopefully we'll get some, you know, good minutes from guys. I thought John Newman's defensive minutes today were great. He came in, and for 10 minutes he guarded Bowman really hard and did a good job. Clyde, I thought, was solid today in his play. And, you know, we just got to keep working on that and keep developing those guys.
Coach Mark.
To see Marquise, when the game's 60-60, kind of take over like that, that's what you've been kind of wanting from him all year, haven't you?
Yeah. You know, there are times, I mean, he's more than willing to try to take over. And there are occasions, Florida State was one, where he took 2 bad shots and the game kind of got away from us. And it's just understanding, you know, he wants to win so badly, and he believes in himself so much that he's going to try to make big shots, big plays. He wants the ball. He wants to try to do it. Occasionally, it can hurt us when it's a little too quick, and, you know, the rhythm of the game isn't what we need it. But when he's going good like today, he's hard to handle. I mean, he was dynamite, and he was not just the efficiency with which he scored, and then to watch him on the defensive end to harass Bowman as much as he tried to and got his hands on balls. You know, he was spectacular today.
He had that big steal with a couple minutes left. Does he not get enough credit for how good a defensive player he is?
You know, he's a good defensive player. You know, he's not great. He's not at David Scarr's level, but he's a good defensive player. He wants to compete. He wants to get involved. He likes challenges. So, you know, he's a guy that can get in those gaps and knock balls loose. He's got great hands, and, you know, when he's fresh, he's a handful. Obviously today he played the full 40 minutes, and he probably could go play another 20 or 30 right now, and it wouldn't be much of a problem. I mean, he's kind of wired that way. You know, there are days occasionally when it's harder for him, but he just had it today. You could tell right away.
How big of a role has Marquise played in the practices in supplying that urgency, that you need to sort of fight through?
Yeah, I mean, he's not I mean, he's a quiet guy, so he's not gonna, he says more to you guys in here than he does to his teammates most of the time. It's just not who he doesn't say a lot to you, I'm sure. He's not that kind of guy that way. I mean, he'll say something every once in a while, but it's gonna be 5 words. I mean, he's not a speech giver and an emotional guy. Like Amir Sims was our emotional guy today. You saw what we needed from Amir Sims. Amir Sims, they went on their run, maybe it was 10-0 to start the second half, and Amir Sims got a couple offensive rebounds and was fighting, and I mean, he was the guy whose voice was in our huddle. You know, that's my only thing that I get upset with our older players sometimes is they don't always, you know, talk about what's on their minds all the time. And so, you know, so he's not really that way. But now you go come to practice and watch Marquise work. He's going to work. He's going to shoot after. He's going to stay in the gym. Yeah, there's no question about that now. He's putting his head down and doing his job, and that part you really, really respect.
Coach Eli didn't pick up his first foul until about 6 minutes left. He played 34 minutes the other night. Is that something he's doing a better job of now?
He has a little bit of a different game too. Popovich is a 5-man that plays all over the floor, so there's not as much low post contact consistently like when you're playing against Florida State, and Eli did a better job in that game as well. It's something we continue to talk to him about. We need him out there 30 minutes. You know, I mean, our team is different when he plays 20 minutes and when he plays 30. And but today's game was probably better for him that way because he's not constantly in a banging situation with a post player on defense.
How much would you say Popovich fouling out in the last 3 minutes of the game helped you guys?
Yeah, it helps. Him being in foul trouble today, I mean, he's Eli for them. I mean, there's some similarities between the two teams in terms of, you know, a scorer and a shooter and a big guy that can make a lot of different plays and do things. So there's some similarities, and him being in foul trouble in the first half when we weren't playing kind of as well, I thought was important. You know, we did a little bit better there after he got into some foul trouble, and I thought we started to pull away and then give them credit. They made a couple baskets right at the end to keep it to 4. So I think that was a factor in the game for sure.
Coach Trapp was 0 for 8 the other night. It had to be good to see him get that dunk at the end, but you just took 1 3 today. Was he letting up a little bit, or?
I don't know. I just think our guys were really smart today. I don't think we forced some shots against Florida State. You know, sometimes guys get like, he took some bad shots. He was 0 for 8 because he took 4 bad shots probably. Like, guys want to help and they want to do the right thing, but under pressure, under duress, when it ain't going well, sometimes shooting a ball that's semi-guarded isn't what we need. We need more efficiency on offense. And actually shooting a ball is the easiest thing to do, as opposed to continuing to reverse it, work together, set another good screen, make 2 more hard cuts. Like, I would argue that our team sometimes defaults to that. Maybe occasionally out of fatigue, and then sometimes just out of not being strong enough mentally. And, you know, I thought today we were just really efficient and smart in how we played, and we let the ball do the work. I think that's, you know, sometimes that's a phrase that I use with our team all the time, that they get tired of it. I'm like, let the ball do the work. You know, we don't need you to be pounding it. Like, get the ball moving, let the ball move the defense, change sides of the floor, and the ball makes the defense work. And now we can do some things off of the ball move.
Brad, you talk about your team smarts. I mean, Reed's basketball IQs must be pretty high. I'm thinking of that play where he took the baseline on Popovich, picked up
Yeah, it was something we talked about, you know, against the zone when their bigs went out to the corners. You know, we wanted to attack, shoot threes, drive the bigs, make plays out of the corners. And I thought he was, you know, he made a 3 one possession, maybe a couple possessions earlier, and then he drove and got a foul. Those were important plays.
Brady, you're on a 3-game losing streak. You spend extra time accentuating the positive of the players, like reminding them that
When there are, you know, like, yeah. You know, during the Miami game, I thought we played really well in spurts. You know, it's, again, our margin is small, and so, you know, people look at a team in the bottom of the league and feel like we're just going to, I mean, it's, you know, you can look at all kinds of games. I mean, obviously NC State and Boston College has got the ball with 5 seconds to go and Bowman's got it, and like he's there to win it at NC State. I mean, everybody in the league has good players, and everybody can play. And unless you're just an elite team with much better players than everybody else, which there's only 2 or 3 of those, then it's a war to hang in there and fight. And so, like, you know, we had good stretches against Miami, and we had bad stretches. I thought defensively we played one of our best games of the year against Louisville. Defensively, we were on point, competitive, and we did a lot of the things offensively that we wanted to do in terms of giving ourselves chances to win, but we turned the ball over, missed some shots we need to make if we're going to beat a team like that at their place. So we accentuated those positive things. Florida State, I thought we had spurts where we were very good. Obviously, you know, the last 6 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes of the first half, it went from 23-21 to 38-23. And then it was, you know, they were good enough to keep it there a bunch of the second half, and we twice got it to 7 or something like that. We just weren't quite good enough to get all the way back. So, I mean, we lost the game by whatever at the end, but it was a closer game at points. And so you accentuate the parts of the game that are really good, and then you got to tell them, though, hey, guys, like, you play an elite team, you have a bad 4 or 5 minute stretch, it's a 15-2 run, and you're fighting for the next 20 minutes to make it up. It's going to be hard to do. So.
I guess I was more for like